Greetings, everybody, from beautiful Irvine, California. It's the USL Championship here tonight, presented by Hogue. Sean St. Jacques, Eric Dobransky, our entire crew. The Champ is the site for tonight's Western Conference matchup between Orange County and Monterey Bay. Really excited to see how this one plays out tonight. County is our Layuna player to watch, Kyle Scott for OC.
And continues to grow his impact in the final third, and it's evident in that goal against Oakland. The ability to climb the field, hunt dangerous space as he progresses. Such a savvy midfielder and one that's instrumental in setting the pace for this team. On the other side of things for Jordan Stewart and Monterey Bay, back-to-back wins in all competitions. We'll look closer at the game that they won against Oakland, a critical 3 points at the start of their season. And it's a match that was met with outstanding commitment and energy, terrific response. They conceded right before the break. They scored 3 unanswered in the second half. They did concede in the 71st to make it a tighter game, but were able to see out a match and pick up a massive 3 points in their home opener. And they're going to get another stiff test tonight against an in-state rival after a critical penalty. Saw Jordan Stewart and everyone on Seaside get very, very excited with a late winner to take down Oakland. Can they keep the momentum going tonight here in Irvine? It's a really big early match in this Western Conference part of the season in the USL Championship. The Champ in Irvine will be ready for Monterey Bay. We'll see how it all plays out when we come back. Kickoff is next.
At the Pickup Family Neurosciences Institute, we function as a unit. Neurosurgery and neurology, physical medicine and rehab, physical therapy. It's patient-focused, patient-centered care. The future of the neurosciences at Hogue is filled with promise. We are at the cusp of incredible advancements and innovations that are truly going to transform medical care and its delivery. Patients don't just get a doctor when they come to Hogue, they get Team Hogue.
I'm Jay, and as founder of Omega, I understand that as a business owner, you've got a lot in your mind. Let the tax credit ninjas at Omega get you the money. It's rightfully yours. It's not too late to score big on tax credits, but you gotta act fast.
Kids grow up fast. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. With Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
RAV4 hybrid shoppers, listen up. You're paying more and getting less. The all-new Mazda CX-50 hybrid packs the same Toyota trusted hybrid powertrain, but delivers premium performance and more luxury. Why pay RAV4 prices when you get more with the CX-50 hybrid? And while Toyota dealers struggle with inventory, we have CX-50 hybrids in stock now at Tustin Mazda. Better tech, better value. Skip the wait. Buy a Mazda CX-50 hybrid now at Tustin Mazda. Think hybrid, think Mazda.
Tonight's match is presented by Raising Cane's. Sean and Eric back here with you. Retain their 10-match unbeaten run overall in the regular season, going back to last year. On the other side for Monterey Bay, they want to prove that they're for real in this Western Conference playoff chase. These are the early weeks of the season to do it. That big win over Oakland was a gigantic boost for them, and then it carried over into the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup as well. The Union were 4-0 winners last time out in all competitions against International San Francisco. And for Danny Stone, he took over in late August last year as the interim coach, got Orange County into the playoffs. They nearly got to a Western Conference final as well, took the eventual champs, the Switchbacks, down to the wire in extra time. They're hoping to continue that momentum into this season. And well, for Jordan Stewart and for Monterey Bay, it's funny, he talked to us about how him and Danny Stone took over their respective teams around the same time, within that same month of August last season. Monterey Bay, of course, still have not been to a USL Championship playoff. They hope this is the season where that all changes. To put it in Jordan Stewart's words, they are going to be going after all the trophies available to them, so they're hoping that this could be another big step along the way. Corbin May is our head official. As always, good crowd here at the Champ in Irvine, California, for an all-Cali showcase here in the Western Conference of the USL Championship. Looks like Orange County will get us started. They are in orange and white. The Seasiders, Monterey Bay, are in blue with the light blue trim and the white shoulders. Off we go from Irvine. Orange County hoping to continue to push towards the top of the Western Conference standings in these early weeks of the USL Championship season, and Monterey Bay in search of an early marquee win to show that they are for real in the Western Conference this season in the USL Championship. Again, Sean St. Jacques, Eric Dobransky, our entire crew, happy to be with you tonight. Certainly have an intriguing matchup here between two teams separated by just over 350 miles in the state of California.
You talked about that unbeaten run here for Orange County, and Lexington took them to the brink last week. And 97th minute goal to equalize and pick up a point. Again, especially early on in the season, and you've seen it from both teams and you've seen it across the USL Championship, these early season tests really showcase some of the character and some of those foundational principles that these teams are working towards. It's so interesting because when you talk to the coaches, and you even look back to last year and you look at some of the statistics where when some teams get off to that slower start, maybe they're slow out of the gates and they struggle to pick up points, and now they're playing catch up when they hit middle of the season towards the end, and now every game becomes a more intense and a lot more pressure. But there's still a lot of growth there here early on in the season. You don't want to necessarily put yourself behind the 8 ball. You definitely don't want to leave points out there. But you also have a lot of coaches that are not putting, that don't want to put so much of an onus on some of these early results. Obviously, it does show a lot of what you've been building towards in preseason. But they all understand how long this season can be.
Anyone understands that. It's Danny Stone, started last season with Phoenix, now hopes to set the tempo tonight. Our keys to the game are brought to you by Patterson Auto, and he talked to us with the analogy of, your foot being on and off the gas pedal. They want to keep it on the gas tonight. Yeah,
this is not a team that wants to get stuck in second gear. They want to make sure that when they put the pressure on Monterey Bay FC, that it stays that way. So look for them to set the tempo throughout and in both boxes. And for Monterey Bay FC, it's secure in transition, making sure that when you do concede possession, and you hear a lot of teams talk about this, is where and when do you concede possession? Do you put it in dangerous areas? And for Monterey Bay FC, it's about how do you influence the next action after conceding that possession? And then on the other side of the ball, can you be progressive in when you regain and recuperate possession with breaking lines, being brave in that moment?
One of the things that Danny Stone talked to us about wanting to carry over, and there's already some signs of it this season, is the ability to be difficult to beat. That was a big key for Orange County at the end of last season's regular season, in particular the clean sheets that they put together, the defensive effort that Danny Stone was able to get everyone to buy in with this Irvine group a year ago. That's what they hope carries over. Again, they've conceded a few goals. That's something Danny Stone wants to clean up a bit, but there's already signs they're going to be very tough to beat again this year.
Yeah, and when you play this expansive, fluid style that has so many pieces occupying different areas, you do leave yourself vulnerable and available to take on some of these transition moments, some of these dangerous situations defensively. So something that they're going to want to kind of continue to fine-tune. And as you mentioned, it's early in the season, but you bring up the 6 goals and 6 different goal scorers, and Danny Stone's quick to bring up the 4 goals conceded as well.
This injury report is brought to you by the Solfagari Law Firm. Orange County looked to be in pretty good shape as far as the injuries are concerned for now. There are still a few players in the periphery for Danny Stone to get back, and then on the other side, Diego Gutierrez, lower body injury is what he's listed out as for the Seasiders tonight. And Adam Larson and Jacob Muir were also questionable coming into the night for the Crisp and Kelp, as they're known. Also did not make the squad. Good run forward initially here by Grayson Duty, who played with Las Vegas last season on a team that made the Western Conference Final. Monterey Bay putting the pressure on here. They're going to win this back pretty high up the field. Soyberg kind of prance around a couple of challenges. Has help on this near side in the form of Grant Robinson, who continues his lengthy stay as a member of Monterey Bay. Both of these two teams kind of have a mix of those veteran guys that have been there for multiple seasons, and then some young up-and-comers that both respective coaches hope can take a big leap forward this season, be a part of a team that, well, of course, makes a deep run into the month of October.
And I think that's where you continue to see that early development in both these teams. Obviously, Monterey Bay and Jordan Stewart being excited with the response after going to San Antonio, dropping that game 1-0, then hosting Oakland in their home opener, conceding right before the break. Sometimes when you have a young team and a team that is still building that collective, my goodness, it's hard to go into a break. You lost your first match 1-0, and you gave up a goal right before the break in San Antonio in the 40th minute. And then you almost have that repeat in the next match where you concede in the 44th. You almost get that sense of, here we go again, and it's only game 2. But the resilience that they showed, the collective problem solving, the resolve.
The thing that's encouraged Jordan Stewart, he said to us, was how quickly the team has gelled. We have the desire, the fight, the grit. He said we lacked depth in the stretch run last season. That's why he said that's why a big reason why they missed out on the playoffs a year ago. They just didn't have enough bodies down the stretch. And so defensively, you know, obviously you have to keep more clean sheets and things of that nature, but it's more on the mental side of things, and that's something that they did not get over the hump with a season ago. And they're going to get tested a lot in this early part of the season. Back-to-back league grudge matches against in-state rivals here, then balancing an Open Cup run, and then, like Jordan Stewart told us, they're going to go after everything. So they are going to test their depth early on in the season as well, potentially. Those are all challenges that if Monterey Bay can overcome, we could be talking about them as a legitimate contender late in the season.
Yeah, go from here. They host Phoenix Rising. Then, as you mentioned, have a second-round Open Cup. Then go to Detroit City, who is unbeaten right now in the East, albeit a couple draws. And then Colorado Springs Switchbacks, defending champs. I mean, it's quite a gauntlet to start out with.
These are tough, some of the toughest road environments you're going to see in a USL Championship season.
We see Roberto Molina over this ball, stepping in and starting Cameron Dunbar. Look to put this right outside to that half space that his teammates run onto it.
Molina puts it into a really good area. It bounces around and then does get a clearance in the nick of time. Malongo chases it down and clears it for Monterey Bay. Orange County quickly get back onto possession here. It's played square. Danny Stone's side still looking to move this forward. The far side. Back and forth it goes. Now Grayson Duty. Time and space for Chris Hagard, another very important cog in this Orange County machine. It's going to trickle out of play. It's Ashton Miles, one of the veteran players for OC. Essie runs out of space. The USL on CBS kicks off April 6th. Two former USL Championship title winners battling it out. Sunday, April 6th, is undefeated San Antonio takes on Western Conference rivals Phoenix Rising at 4 p.m. Eastern on CBS.
San Antonio side that's looking to rebound from a 2024 where they missed out on the playoffs. Off to a flying start. Phoenix Rising. Goodness, that 4-4 against El Paso.
What a game that was.
Score right before the break to make it 2-1. You almost think that it's going to start trending in that momentum, and then El Paso, I'm telling you, this is a different El Paso side this year, and they're going to be a handful for a lot of teams. And El Paso went up 4-1, but Phoenix Rising just continued to kind of grind their way through that match, and that equalizer Traore's goal.
Oh. Unbelievable. Felt like a big boost early on in the Pamadou Ka era as well, just to get some early momentum. They lacked a little bit of that against Tulsa first week of the season. They got that big boost in Texas in that crazy game.
And you bring up a great point, because going into the Western Conference, there's only one returning coach.
Yeah.
Full-time in terms of James Chambers going to Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Obviously, Danny Stone came in, Jordan Stewart came in. This is their first full preseason or preseason at all with their squads, and you see that around the league right now, or the Western Conference. To your point, Pamadou Ka, his side, playing with such passion and commitment to get back in that game.
That's a trademark of Pamadou Ka teams. Remember the North Texas side that he coached in MLS Next Pro. They were a never say die outfit there as well. Plenty of MLS experience for him, bringing that into a tough Western Conference. Neil Collins, of course, returning to Sac Republic. Talk about never say die. The New Mexico results that Dennis Sanchez's side have put together already. The West is going to be really fun this year. That's what that all equals.
Yeah, I was going to say, as you're speaking, I'm like, the Western Conference is going to be, I mean, just as it was last year. I mean, from week to week, it was almost from moment to moment. You're watching live scores, and you're just seeing how it affected the playoff picture.
Takeaway here from Monterey Bay. Right idea from Grant Robinson. Tried to slip it through for Anton Soyberg. And Monterey Bay will get a corner in front of the OC Ultras here. How big would it be for Jordan Stewart's side if they could nick the early goal here? Trying to give Danny Stone's side something to think about at a venue where they've been so good for the last year and a half. A city side fiber set piece to come here for the Seasiders. Vignolotti to deliver, and he delivers well. It was flicked away at the near post, and there was a foul in the build-up as well. Shuttler knocked to the ground. It's an Orange County free kick.
And decent delivery. When you're going that near post, you want the slightest of touches. You see the foul there. Push through the back. Between the gates. Sort of opportunity they might have had on the second or third wave. But to your point about the early goal, I think that's something that for Monterey Bay FC, talked to Jordan Stewart about that San Antonio result, and he felt like there was some moments where if they could have scored early, maybe they could have taken momentum and then carried that, but then overall just felt like they fell flat in that second half on both sides of the ball. But that's where it's that saying that you hear it over and over. Again, goals change games, and the timeliness of those goals really impact that as well.
Christy Fongaku has played it multiple levels in England, English League Two, and the National League as well. Just recently at Ebbsfleet United.
You talked about the mix and the blend of how these rosters were constructed. And you bring up Funga. These are players on both sides. The incredible passing range and decisiveness that both these teams feature. It's going to be fun to see how these teams continue to develop and find that rhythm and that ability to break down opponents, how to grow into matches.
Patient build-up play from Monterey Bay here. Near side, Carlos Guzman. Down the line it goes. Malongo to the byline. His cross is blocked out for another Monterey Bay corner.
Now Monterey Bay taking their shot at grabbing momentum and playing on the front foot. Mentioned it just a few moments ago, patient.
Nilati directing traffic on this city side fiber corner. Nilati had a brace in the Open Cup first round win over International San Francisco. And delivers into the penalty area. Shuttler not definitive on the clearance. Nilati back from Revelar. Robinson takes out the pitching wedge and it comes up short. Monterey Bay still have a chance here. It's clipped back in and it's well read by Colin Shuttler and company.
And good sustained pressure for Monterey Bay right now. Their ability to be collective in the distances that they're providing, both on and off the ball defensively. They're doing a good job of trapping Orange County.
Mix-up in the midfield here, and Orange County have the numbers in behind, and it's a big save from Campuzano. In a flash, Orange County in with a big opportunity.
Yeah, just as I'm complimenting them on and off the ball, just a bit of a miscue there. And just how explosive Orange County can be, how they can punish you with the slightest of mistakes.
Look back on that. It's a big moment. Dogman thwarted. Nico Campuzano. Here's Robinson. He's held behind him in the form of Fangak. When Fangak maybe was knocked into there by Molina. Play continues. Robinson. Early ball down the line here, really well placed from Malongo. Malongo back across, big block. Shuttler looked to be beaten, and then Nilati tipped over the top by Shuttler. Two huge interventions from Orange County leads to another corner for the growing confident Seasiders here.
And loud opportunities for Monterey Bay. Good intervention there. This opportunity, Colin Shuttler needs to go up and meet that ball, and he does. But my goodness, the confidence has to be growing for Monterey Bay right now. Have Orange County playing on the back foot.
City side fiber corner. Anton Soyberg was holding up, I think, 3 fingers there to try to communicate what Jordan Stewart wants here from this set piece opportunity. Pressure mounting a bit here on Orange County in these opening 20 minutes. And Soyberg's ball and is missed by Shuttler, who tries to get back onto it. Still can't get there. Shot is blocked. Nilati hits it into his own teammate. Soyberg back across, and the header is wide from Nico Gordon. More and more Monterey Bay pressure, but no end product.
This has been an excellent run of play for Monterey Bay. They've done it with set pieces. They've done it in the run of play. They've done it with the ability to unsettle and disrupt Orange County. I mean, other than that chance they just gave up to Ryan Dogman in the miscue on the ball, Monterey Bay has been lively.
They're back on it again here with Malongo. Malongo, a push and a chase to the byline here. He pokes it across. Another big chance in the middle. Elijah Paul couldn't put it on frame. The Seasiders just keep on coming here. Fonguk. It's flicked on towards Shuttler. Oh, big collision inside the penalty area. Referee gives a corner. After all that, and Shuttler maybe got the worst of it.
And this is a spell for Monterey Bay that has produced opportunity after opportunity and some big-time emergency defending from Orange County in a number of ways, whether it's condensing space. We see that last interaction.
Shuttler maybe got the worst of it, but I think it was Tom Brewitt who got the critical header in there to make sure there was no follow-up. There's still another City Side Fiber corner to come. Nyalati and Monterey Bay are pounding on the door right now. Another set-piece chance here. Another good delivery, but this one does come up a little bit short. Robinson picks up the pieces. Nyalati. Flipped in by Soyberg, had good shape on it. Again, Orange County had it just about clear. Robinson gearing up for another attack. Multiple signals from teammates there, decided not to put it back in the mix. Guzman has help on the far side in the form of Miles Lyons, who does a full reset. Well, the only way to ensure that you're here for all the action in the 2025 season is by joining the season ticket holder family. Earn gifts, benefits, access to the best seats in the house. Figures today at orangecountysoccer.com/season-tickets. Danny Stone talked to us a bit about the Lexington game and how the game wasn't managed properly at times by his side. They're going through some of those pains at the moment, trying to hold off a Monterey Bay onslaught in these opening 22 minutes and change.
And how beautiful this game of football can be, because from the start, it looked like Orange County was going to kind of pick up where they left off in terms of how dynamic they were on the ball, in possession, the ability to play this expansive brand. But Monterey Bay has not only met that, but then push the tempo to another degree.
Kyle Scott and company get the decision there. It's a free kick for Orange County.
Monterey Bay is just playing with such pop right now. They get on the ball, they're decisive, showcasing their intent, and then that 1v1 turns into terrific movement off the ball. I mean, they haven't been able to reward themselves with a goal. They have definitely built on some magical play in terms of how quickly they're making some decisions. So for Orange County, who helps them regain momentum? They obviously had it to begin the game. They started with playing on the front foot, creating some of those chances.
alluded to, Coach, can Monterey Bay take advantage of all the momentum and grab a lead? As Orange County are very capable of coming back up the other end and being very clinical themselves.
Because just as we asked the question of who for Orange County is going to regain momentum for them, to your point, when you have an onslaught like this, where you have wave after wave, but you still haven't created that clear-cut opportunity, it's the same question. Who's going to step up in the final third and be ruthless in that moment? Because with as much momentum as you can carry and as many chances, loud chances as you think and you see, you have and you see in terms of some of what they're doing, Monterey Bay, it's still 0-0.
Duty with a lovely feed up ahead. Hagar to the near side. Molina tries to dance past a couple defenders here. Still Molina rides the challenge. Scott looping it over the top. And I think it's just going to go out of play. Goal kick.
You can see Carlos Guzman there clapping for his team because they did a good job of the commitment in that second and third actions defensively, because there's going to be times that you're going to be broken. That first line, you're going to play through lines. The opponent's going to get good tempo going forward. But you got to down press. You got to get into your spots, and that they did, and you force a ball played into difficult space and earn a goal kick.
Just to give you an idea of kind of how the chances have broken down so far, the XG has Orange County at 0.05 so far. Monterey Bay are at 0.88 in these first 26 minutes. Orange County did have that big opportunity. Dogman was thwarted by Campuzano. Other than that, Danny Stone's side have not created much of anything. Shuttler surveys the scene. First time ball forward by Scott to no one in particular. Headed away by Guzman. Only as far as Scott, who runs out of space just to the left of Jordan Stewart.
And to expand on your point, Sean, you look at stats in terms of touches in the opposition box. You have 27 minutes in. Monterey Bay has 12. Orange County 1. So that just shows how deep and dangerous that Monterey Bay has become in this first 28 minutes. And I would dare to say that one touch in the opposition box was Ryan Dogman in that.
Yeah. Another brief moment there where Monterey Bay had something cooking, but more good defensive work from the Scouser, Tom Brewitt. Welcome to the 2025 USL kickoff presented by Terminex. Throughout the month of March, the USL will be kicking off across the country. Join us for all the action on ESPN and CBS sports platforms. All over the top here, Soyberg was the intended target. And Colin Shuttler puts the ball back into the main field of play.
There's still so much time left in this first half. But for Jordan Stewart and his team, we keep talking about the momentum and the onslaught that they've created. You almost feel like you need to take a goal before the break. Because when you go into a break and you feel like you have momentum and you feel like you've played on the front foot, you feel like you've played with this collective identity that has just been so vast and so multidimensional. You go into a break kind of highlighting those moments where you're like, if we could just do this, if we could just do this in the final third. And whereas in Orange County are clearly going to look at some way to adapt and change the pressure they're getting on the ball, the influence that they're having in terms of the way they're setting those traps defensively. And can all of a sudden shift momentum.
Last time these two teams met was September 21st of last season. It was in Seaside. About a month, roughly, after Danny Stone got hired here. Orange County finished in a 0-0 draw. The only time these two have ever drawn a game in the USL Championship. The other 5 have been won. 3 by Orange County, 2 by Monterey Bay. That was sort of the start. Things starting to turn around a bit for Danny Stone and Orange County. Again, those clean sheets around that September-October period really helped to carry Orange County into the playoffs in the West. And it was also kind of around the time that Monterey Bay started to fall off towards the end of that regular season. They were still in it towards the end, but they just could not get enough points down the stretch to get over the hump in what was a classic playoff chase. Orange County, for those that forget, actually finished as the number 6 seed in the West. They didn't just slip their way in. They were pretty confidently in, and then went on the road and won that incredible extra time game at Memphis. As we said earlier, gave the eventual champs all they could handle at Widener Field in the Western Conference semifinals, but a Zach Zandy goal in extra time sent Danny Stone side packing in the end. To a chance here. Monterey Bay are going to give away a free kick here, and they're going to receive a yellow card as well. A clear shirt pull in the back there. I believe that's our first yellow card of the match. Miles Lyons receives it.
And with as well as Monterey Bay has played here in this first half, they have conceded some casual turnovers that have led to some dangerous opportunities for Orange County, and this being one of them. The persistence by Ryan Dogman. See that tug of the shirt by Miles Lyons. Clearly picks up the yellow.
Another good opportunity for Orange County from a set piece here. It's going to be Chris Hagar who will take it. Hagar's ball in. Oh, it just needed a touch. Still does. Oh, what a save! What a save by Nico Capuzano. He looked beaten. And Monterey Bay somehow survived. They were dead to rights. Throw in on the near side. A breathtaking stop.
And just putting it in the mix and causing chaos. What a save. Fighting through all of that traffic and keeping your concentration and your poise.
Meanwhile, up the other end, Monterey Bay nearly sneaking in behind. Scott and company emerge with possession after an end-to-end moment. Well, if that's not a save of the week candidate, I don't know what is. Jaw-dropping stop. Here's Scott. Scott just trying to poke it through. It nearly went all the way through. Monterey Bay emerge with the possession here. Malongo. There's now 3 players on him, and he's overwhelmed on the near side. It's a throw-in.
There's that delivery again. Ball drops. Able to get that left hand on it and parry it just far enough out of danger, but footwork, the balance that it takes to be prepared to take on a chance like that. And especially when your team has such momentum right now. I mean, I know we keep bringing it up, but just how quickly that can dissipate. Give up a free kick. Got to stay switched on. And
great ball through the lines here. Molina. Hagar has help over on the far side. Dogman clipping it across, and it's nudged out of harm's way just about. A couple players for Orange County were queuing up, and Monterey Bay can break up the other end with Elijah Pong, but Brewitt steps in and cleans it up. Now Scott has time and space. Final 10 minutes of the half. Oh, nearly a lovely ball played through. Big challenge from Nico Gordon, and it bounces out for a goal kick. Now looking for the most flexible way to come down to the champ in 2025. Our 10-ticket flex packs are just what you need. Use the 10 tickets to attend multiple games with a friend, or grab your friends and family to use them all in one match. Choice is yours. It's flexible. Grab your tickets today at orangecountysoccer.com/flex-packs.
good look at Danny Stone there. Seeing his team start to grab some glimpses of momentum here the last few minutes. But we had wondered coming into this match, and when we talked about the midweek U.S. Open Cup game for Monterey Bay, who has now seen 7 goals in the last 2 matches. We talked about the offensive production for Orange County.
They could get a chance here. Another critical stop by Brewitt and company. Defensively, Gnolazzi was pretty much unmarked if that had gotten all the way through. And the referee brings it to a halt. Orange County get a free kick.
They scored 4 goals. They won 4-0 in that Open Cup game. The 3 goals they scored against Oakland. Jordan Stewart had mentioned wins breed confidence, and can you stack those performances and really run with it? And we've almost seen an extension of that. Sometimes you think maybe the midweek game, and then you have a turnaround on the road. Maybe you're a bit flat, fatigued. Because those Open Cup games, they take a lot out of you in terms of the uncertainty tactically. I mean, there's just so many things that you take into account. It's been explosive 2 games for Monterey Bay, and see them just continuing to grow into form.
Jordan Stewart's side, another compliment as well. They look like the team that didn't play in the midweek so far. They look fresher. Orange County's Gnolazzi, he was aiming to take on the shot there. Picked from behind by Nico Benalcazar. And it's touched out of play by Guzman. It's a throw-in on the near side for the hosts.
Yeah, that's a great point. And the other question that we had, obviously Monterey Bay, as we continue to allude to, they had that midweek game, but both these teams coming off emotional previous matchups. I mean, Orange County gave Lexington everything they could handle in terms of trying to find that equalizer. They kept asking different questions. Sponzilla hit the crossbar. I mean, there was just chances that Orange County created and finally found that equalizer in the 97th minute, and Monterey Bay, match that they had against Oakland, it was quite a back and forth, and you could see from Jordan Stewart and his team how much that meant to them to get that win at home.
That is a giveaway here. Challenge, bit of a crunching one from Nico Gordon. He does get it just about right. And a loose pass there. Scott picks it off, although he follows through. And the referee gives Monterey Bay a pressure relieving free kick. Looks like everyone seems to be okay. Gives us time to tell you that Select is the proud sponsor to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship, from the Academy to the big leagues. Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com. The latest Select products, specials, and more. And as always, Select is the player's choice. Down on the last 5 minutes plus stoppage time in the half. Championship Soccer Stadium in Irvine. Sean St. Jacques, Eric Dobransky here with you. Monterey Bay have had the better of it in this first half, but can they use that momentum to grab the lead? Malongo's ball in is dangerous, and I think it was headed back by a teammate. But Colin Shuttler is able to grab it in the end.
Bay, this ball able to connect both sides, and then they get this early service. Tom Brewitt get his head on it. Colin Shuttler make a routine grab, and these last 5 minutes, who can take pressure, possibly create one last opportunity, clear-cut opportunity going into the break and control the narrative.
Here's Hagar, Orange County. Guzman does get a piece of the ball. Near side, Duty. A little bit of contact there, but Duty continues on. Reverse ball into the penalty area here. Gordon didn't quite clear it. Hagar. Attack continues here. It's clipped towards the back stick, and then it's headed away again by Gordon and helped along by Soyberg. Gleason Duty comes back to get it for a full reset.
And you almost feel like Orange County wants to bring some order to this game, because for Monterey Bay, they have found moments where they're methodical and in finding both sides of the field, but for the most part, they've been able to.
Oh, Hagar. He thought he was fouled, just kind of pushed it towards goal. Goes wide, and Orange County are still appealing for a free kick.
Monterey Bay has been able to get to the other side of the field with one or two bigger passes. You see push on Hagar. He says play on, and Monterey Bay regains possession.
One player I'm sure that Danny Stone really wants to get on the ball, I should say, a bit more, is Ethan Zubak. We barely called his name out.
It's a great point.
First half.
Yeah, somebody that can be a threat in the air and with the ball at his feet, and to your point, just unable to get him on the ball. And it's definitely going to be something that they're going to want to remedy going forward.
Be a chance here. Hagar. Near side, Molina. Not on the same page with Duty. It's a takeaway by Nyolati. Nyolati's ball through was placed nearly perfectly. It goes past Malongo and out of play. Just a fraction too firm at Malongo. Got a piece on that. Monterey Bay could have been in very good position to create a chance. Nyolati wins it back. Malongo for Robinson. All the way back for Nico Gordon. Check out all the new arrivals for the 2025 season. This week's new arrivals feature the Back to Blue collection, including royal blue and orange scarf and fan favorites. Retro cozy hoodies as well, and the t-shirts. It's at OCSCshop.com. Get your gear today. Oh, that nearly fell kindly for the aforementioned Zubak. Not quite. A chance for Monterey Bay to sprint into the attack up the other end. Malongo. Not a ton of space to really use on this near side. Robinson and company there to support. Gordon plays it down the line. Miles Lyons, who is on that yellow card, didn't have a ton of room really to work with there. Just about take us to first half stoppage time here, which is just going to be an additional minute. Still time for someone to grab some late momentum here. Robinson glides past Duty, who goes in a second time and wins the ball. Robinson and company not happy with that, but can Orange County counterattack here? And a foul against Adrian Revelar brings it to a halt.
What a tackle here by Grayson Duty. Does it on both sides of the ball. Solid attacker, terrific 1v1 defender. We see the foul on Revelar. And Sean, I think Jordan Stewart will be the happier of the two managers. But with that said, the game still sits 0-0. So it's about translating those positive moments to that final action. And for Monterey Bay, I think you go into the break, you feel like you have to limit the turnovers, because some of the opportunities that Orange County has had is because of some casual turnovers through the build, but you have to feel positive about the spaces you're occupying and how aggressive you've been with those spaces. And for Danny Stone, they knew that Monterey Bay was going to ask them to cover a lot of ground defensively. But how do you set some defensive traps? How do you shrink the field, make play a bit more predictable? But individually, they've been recognizing some good pressing cues and causing some havoc there through the back for Monterey Bay.
You add it all up, it's a stalemate in this in-state rivalry through the first 45 minutes here in Irvine. Great start for the Seasiders. Orange County grew back into the game as the half moved along, but we're still looking for our first goal. Halftime in Irvine is coming up next, 0-0 between OCSC and Monterey Bay. Welcome back, everybody. Halftime at the Champ. Orange County 0, Monterey Bay 0, with a big second half still to come here in California tonight. But before we get to that, let's take a look back at some of the goals and saves of the week from last week in the USL Championship.
Espinal's gone a little more forward. He's gotten the ball now. He's taken down. Play goes on. This is O'Dwyer. Levy stands tall and goes airborne.
As Knoxville brings their numbers upward. Drive from distance into the box. Kelly, he scores! Angelo Kelly in stoppage time ties this game at 2.
Usan surging ahead. Is there a plot twist for Rhode Island? Cuts it back! Just over the bar. A massive opportunity goes begging for Brito in his first involvement.
Sacco. Locomotive gets that cleared. Oh, the loft, it's in for the goal! My goodness gracious! Traore catches Jamali Wade off his line and just blasts it from over midfield.
That goal that Phoenix scored is going to be talked about for quite some time this season. As we look at the team of the week for week 2, Ben Pierman is the coach of the week, and I mean, oodles of talent, coach, once again, and this week's team of the week, I should say.
Yeah, 3 players from El Paso Locomotive, new look El Paso Locomotive that did fall to New Mexico United today, but you can see how dangerous they're going to be. It's somebody that we've featured heavily tonight, Malongo.
Yeah.
He's been dangerous. He's been a threat on and off the ball. Makes team of the week. Ovievu from Phoenix Rising was instrumental in that comeback, that 4-4 draw at El Paso. So a lot of talent, as you mentioned, Brent Pierman, Charleston Battery continue to be dangerous.
Al Jennings there as well. Look out for him to get a big boost coming up in the days and weeks ahead. We'll have news and notes and more from around the USL Championship as halftime continues from Irvine.
Tipped on the line. Wilson! Brilliant! And he has been on fire in Tampa Bay! Cross forward, put down by Gaggi! The hero! Let's go!
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador Spiked Bebidas.
here at the half between Orange County and Monterey Bay. Sean St. Jacques, Eric Dobransky, our entire crew. 0-0 here in Irvine with a very big second 45 minutes coming up in just a few moments. But we look around the league first in the USL Championship. Starting with
2-1 to go in the break.
And you said it, Coach. 1-1 at the Coliseum. Oakland and San Antonio. We're told over 25,000 fans. Incredible for the Oakland community. We'll step aside for a moment. Halftime will continue next after a quick break. Tonight's broadcast is presented by Hogue and the Noah Bernadou Foundation. Welcome back, everybody. Sean and Eric here with you. We go
You can see how excited he was with that save and how important it was to his team, because carrying all the momentum and all the energy, that would have been a massive letdown if they would have conceded there.
The shots sort of tell you how the beginning of the game went for Monterey Bay, out shooting Orange County 7 shots to 2. The shots on target, though, kind of tell you that OCSC arguably had the better chances.
Yeah, and like we mentioned, the bigger save coming from Monterey Bay, but the sustained and consistent pressure has come from the Seasiders, and the way that they've been aggressive and progressive with the outlets and playing through the lines, and the ability to be decisive in those 1v1 duels has made...
At least not right now, but Monterey Bay could change that here. Malongo on the far side. Cutting in field, little back heel. Robinson's ball across, headed high into the air. Still work to do here. Robinson gets a second bite at it. Blocked away again. Malongo. Monterey Bay trying to pick up where they left off here. Looking to get the shot away. It goes into traffic, and Orange County will emerge with the ball, but they give it right back on this far side. Relentless beginning here for the Seasiders. Fonguk surveys the scene. Placed forward here. Soyberg just tried to shovel it further upfield. Kyle Scott clears it right back to him. Orange County having trouble getting out of their own end in these opening minutes here. Robinson blocked off. And finally, Orange County can breathe a sigh of relief. And as soon as I say that, they nearly give it away again. Now here come the hosts in transition. Early ball looking for Zubak. Is going to find Campuzano.
And you could see Zubak happy with the idea there, but it almost needed just a couple more touches I know that you want to play it when there's more space in behind available, but you almost needed somebody to commit to that dribble.
Malongo for Soyberg. It didn't fall kindly for him. Brilliant run, though, on that far side. Lyons lays it off. Nyalati for Robinson. Niall Malongo continues to be wonderful to watch here tonight. Robinson. Nyalati threading the needle here. It comes back for a chance. Soyberg right at Shuttler.
Yeah, Grayson Duty and Molina have quite a job to do tonight. Longo has done it just in a variety of different ways. He's dropped in, gotten on the ball at midfield, and then exploded into space. He's done it in the final third. So we see this chance taken by Soyberg. We see Tom Brewitt down.
Tom Brewitt has had some critical interventions to keep Orange County on terms, particularly in the first half. The man from Liverpool, the United Kingdom, still needs a moment or two here in front of a great crowd, as always, at the Champ in Irvine. As Tom Brewitt continues to be looked after. We can tell you the only way to ensure that you're here for all the action with all these great supporters in 2025 is by joining the season ticket holder family. Earn exclusive gifts, benefits, and access to the best seats in the house. Get yours today at orangecounty.soccer.com/tickets-season. Brewitt is back up onto his feet. See if the masked man can continue on here for OCSC. They need him right now after another Monterey Bay siege at the start of the second half. Everything but the finishing touch for Jordan Stewart's boys here. And Brewitt will gallop back on the pitch. Soyberg was actually in an offside position there. Bounces down for Shuttler. Brewitt back into the action.
And for Monterey Bay, keep doing what you're doing, but now can you go ahead and test Tom Brewitt to start this next few minutes? Can you test the mobility? Can you test the aerial threat? Tom Brewitt has been such a presence in dealing with those services and dealing with some of those emergency interventions that Orange County has had to produce to thwart Monterey Bay in the final third.
Ball in by Revelar. Boy, did he dig that out. Ends up getting headed clear. An Orange County break. They haven't had many chances to really work in transition tonight. Hagar forced to slow it down. And it's going to be a free kick. Revelar overzealous. Danny Stoneside have not had many chances to really fly forward, and they mostly had to keep their foot on the brake as opposed to the gas where he wants it to be. But to be fair to the hosts, almost every chance they have created, few as it may be, have been quality chances.
Yeah, that's a great point. And you know this game, you only need one of those.
Hagar went a little too early, then does follow up to keep it in play on this near side. Pedro Guimaraes gets it back to the back line in Brewitt. Here is Scott. And Guimaraes around the corner. Ends up being too much on it here. After a little coming together with Hagar. It's going to go out of play, and looks like a goal kick was the decision. Crowd are not happy, I think, because the Monterey player who went down, Nico Gordon, they thought maybe he was feigning an injury. And he's still holding the back of his right leg.
See the interaction between Hagart and Nico Gordon. Right now, I know it's early. This has almost been an extension of what Monterey Bay was able to do in the first half. And you know, you talk to coaches throughout the season, early, mid-season, late season, they always mention that an important element of every game and getting results is how does your team suffer? You know your team's going to suffer in some way, form, or fashion. And right now, Orange County, now they earn a free kick here. They've had to get behind the ball, do the dirty work, hit their spots defensively, as we see now Nico Gordon going into the book. And that tackle out here in the wide space.
Nico Gordon was saying that Orange County kind of baited the referee into giving it to him, but he was late.
Yeah, it's the two players that just had an interaction just a moment ago. Hagart and Nico Gordon, and something that referees recognize, and it's going to be something for now Orange County. Can they parlay some of the danger they've created on free kicks, albeit this is a deep free kick? Can they start growing into the match with these set pieces?
Sorry, Coach, I was going to say, I think the fourth official actually had to come over and make sure that the spot for the free kick was in the right position. I think they saw that Orange County were trying to get some extra real estate. Hagart to take, there's good shape on it. It's a fierce header clear, but at the expense of an OC corner. Fans in full voice here in Irvine. Up against the run of play, their boys in orange can maybe grab the lead here. City side fiber corner upcoming. Hagart's ball in is flicked on and onto the roof of the net. Not sure if Campuzano got a touch. It looks like it's a goal kick as he flies into his own net. Close call for Orange County, their closest of the second half.
So often we talk about these free kicks and these corner kicks having to clear that first player, but when you own that real estate and you own that first contact, it becomes a difficult task to deal with. So many of the times you see that corner just kind of fall flat because you don't clear the first player, but when you have that commitment and you're able to win that space, that was a very dangerous chance for Orange County on their first corner of the match.
I think that's the first time that Ethan Zubak's been really involved in Orange County opportunity as well. I mean, Danny Stone talked to us about how important it was for Ethan Zubak to get that first goal of the season under his belt. Obviously, they're going to need a lot more than that throughout the season. They're depending on Zubak to be one of, if not their top goal scorer this season.
Somebody that is no stranger to knowing and operating in the areas that goals are scored, and had that glancing header against Oakland Roots, assist by Cameron Dunbar. Just slightest little touches.
Dogman. Ooh, and Elijah Paul went over the top of Dogman. And the referee is going to give a free kick. Check out all the new arrivals for the 2025 season. This week's new arrivals feature the Back to Blue collection, including a royal blue and orange scarf. Fan favorite, the Sportique Ultra Cozy hoodies and t-shirts. Visit OCSCshop.com to find out more. Monterey Bay back on the ball here, but now there's some pressure that they're going to have to navigate through, and they do navigate through it on this far side. More numbers joining into the attack here. After a good surging run forward by Elijah Paul, he ends up getting dispossessed.
Monterey Bay has been exceptional in regaining possession. They go from one box and they don't put so much pressure on themselves to go up and down the field in terms of chasing this game. Been able to set and keep the tempo.
Soyberg, lovely ball up ahead. Malongo. Can he create from this position here? He does get the shot away. And it was pretty well struck. Shuttler needed to get down in time. Mael Malongo just continues to shine for the Seasiders here.
Bodies in front of Colin Shuttler makes that really nervy moment for Orange County. It ends up looking routine. It's difficult. You got to locate it late. Obviously, Malongo probably feels like he probably could have put a little bit more on it.
The press from Monterey Bay leads to a turnover and a chance for the lead here, but it's skied over the top. Soyberg nearly giving the Seasiders the lead. It's brilliant pressure, but again, no end product.
And some of the best opportunities to start this second half have come from Soyberg. He had one left-footed earlier on in this second half, and now puts this right-footed chance over the bar. And that's one of those, and it's going to sound so common. That's, you want Colin Shuttler to have to make a save there. You want to put Colin Shuttler in a position where he's got to work side to side, maybe possibly spill a second chance opportunity.
There's definitely going to be some missed chances, Rude, if Monterey Bay cannot leave with a result here. Dogman, not fouled by Lyons, who does have to be a bit careful. He's on a yellow card. Soyberg, early ball lifted over the top here, and Monterey Bay are in, and they score! Bang on the hour. The Seasiders have the lead in Irvine. Elijah Paul applies the finishing touch. And with 30 minutes to play, it's the celebratory Seasiders from Monterey Bay who have the lead. Nothing short of what they deserve.
And just a collective goal here, because it starts in the back with a defensive duel from Miles Lyons, and then this ball that's clipped in. Precise. Everything you needed for this ball in behind for Elijah Paul. Then he does the rest. Composure in front of goal, tucks it away. Gives his team the 1-0 lead that they feel, with all the chances that they've created and that have been brewing, that they deserve.
We'll say Orange County are livid here. They thought that Paul was offside, and they are continuing to have a word with the referee about it here. Meanwhile, Danny Stone not going to waste any time. The reinforcements are being prepared. Ben Bargiolo, Usman Silla are getting set to come on here for the hosts. We'll say hands immediately went up from the Orange County back line when that ball was played. Doesn't mean anything, of course. Paul could still very well have been onside. We did not get the definitive angle on that, but there was still conversations going on with Corbin May after the celebrations. Orange County are still trying to communicate which players they want to get off the pitch here. Changes have not been made yet. Before we get to that, we get another look at the offside appeals here from Orange County, and well, he looks really onside there, doesn't he, Paul?
Yeah. Perfect timing all around. The ball in from Soyberg, and the run by Elijah Paul. Sitting just a few yards on that back line, and I want to highlight that first touch as well from Elijah Paul, taking it right into the path to go to goal. Sometimes you see that touch to kind of take you straight ahead. Knew that he needed to create an angle, and created an angle in which Colin Shuttler had to come off his line, commit to it. Gave himself more area to tuck it away.
Second Monterey Bay goal for Elijah Paul. He had 5 goals in Next Pro last season, playing for Real Monarchs and then Ventura County. Another free kick there will halt the sequence and will allow Orange County to get some reinforcements out there. There's your goal scorer, Monterey Bay. Here comes the 2 alterations here for Danny Stone. Looks like the first player to make way is going to be Roberto Molina. And Motzilla is on. It's a Mediquip substitution. And Ben Bargiolo is also on the pitch. And, well, it did look like Kyle Scott was dealing with something earlier after the dust cleared from the goal celebrations. And Kyle Scott is also going to leave on a Mediquip substitution here. And the 2 changes brought to you by Mediquip, turning setbacks into comebacks. And Orange County now have to come back. 25 minutes to go, and they give the ball away here. Adrian Revelar lays it off here. Lions across here. Malongo not able to get enough on it. Recycled here. Oh, Revelar. That was a high boot towards Revelar. What's the referee going to do here? It's a straight red card. And Ryan Dogman is sent off with 25 minutes to go. Things go from bad to worse for Orange County. Quickly after they go a goal down, they're now a man down for the remainder.
Sometimes when you are desperate to not concede a second goal, try to make a play, and my goodness. Yeah, Ryan Dogman knows right away.
Referee had no choice.
None whatsoever. I mean, almost surprised that nothing worse came from it. Yeah, you can see no argument. Obviously, as you mentioned, virtually already down a goal, so now this becomes even more difficult. But you gotta defend this too.
Just gonna say, right on top of it, Monterey Bay have a great chance to double their lead. Ball is just inside that arc on the edge of the penalty area here, and Jordan Stewart is getting ready to change as well. Luke Ivanovic waiting in the wings, but there's a set piece coming first. Can Monterey Bay add insult to the injury here? Soyberg! Over the wall, over the net.
And at that distance, it was always going to be difficult to get it up and down. Got to beat the wall. Also beat Colin Shuttler. And that's typically why you see opponents and the team taking the set piece, put players in and around that wall, that it gives you the option to operate in between players. As we see Soyberg seem to be his last involvement in this match. Had the assist on the Elijah Paul goal. Had a massive influence. And had some dangerous opportunities.
And it's Luke Ivanovic, the Aussie, who comes on, 24 years of age, to replace Soyberg. Luke is actually making his Monterey Bay debut tonight, formerly of Perth Glory in the Aussie A-League. Orange County desperate to try to get a chance up the other end here, and after a brilliant Ben Bargiolo run, the hosts will get a corner.
You're always looking to score on corners.
Oh, and I think actually the referee has gotten advice from his assistant on the other side. The fans here don't like that. The decision's been overturned. It's a goal kick as the ball went out of play before the Monterey Bay player touched it, at least according to the assistant referee.
Well, stating the obvious of you're always trying to score on corners, but when you're a player down, it becomes even more of an opportunity to get numbers forward.
I will say, if the assistant referee did indeed make that decision, I'm not sure how they saw it.
Yeah, I was going to say, that is quite a distance and quite a tight play to see.
Again, based on what we just saw, it looked like that's what happened. The assistant referee gave our center referee, Corbin May, a different view of it. An obstructed view, I must say. The net is in between the line of sight there. Orange County incensed. The missed opportunity. Monterey Bay just keep on coming forward here. Robinson just wasn't stopped. But his shot is tame in the end for Shuttler. Orange County just let him waltz right in.
And you already saw, you've already seen Monterey Bay ramp up the pressure, create some quality looks. And now they're going to feel like if they can get a second one in the next few minutes, really make this even more difficult mountain to climb for Orange County, because the longer this stays at 1-0, see Kyle Scott getting dragged down at midfield. The longer this stays at 1-0, Orange County's going to feel like if they just create one opportunity that they're going to have a chance to equalize.
Just to give you some housekeeping from earlier, it was Guimaraes who came off. Obviously, Scott has stayed on here, battling through that bump and bruise, and slides the ball through here. Is there a challenge in there? Yes. Two, actually. The referee gives the free kick for the first one. Silla commits the foul. It alleviates the pressure. Monterey Bay get the free kick. Another look.
Tackle there, and Silla is somebody that, you know, this team is a player down, somebody that they're going to look to cause that havoc offensively. So dangerous on the dribble, good in combination play. Obviously, we continue to kind of see a quiet night for Ethan Zubak, and again, credit to Monterey Bay. They've done a good job of bottling up Ethan Zubak in terms of denying entry, influencing services. Zilla, somebody that can break teams down on the dribble. Saw him create a number of chances against Lexington when he was inserted.
Bargiolo trying to pick him out there in the middle of the penalty area. Lozano, who saves from earlier in the game, are looking more and more important with each passing second.
Yeah, that's 100% right. It's a winning moment right there in terms of that save. Such an important part, creating the chances. Could have gone down 1-0 and makes the big save, and now your team has continued what they were doing in the first half, and now have rewarded themselves, carry the 1-0 lead.
Looking for the most flexible way to come down to the champ in 2025. Try the 10-ticket flex packs. They're just what you need. Use the 10 tickets to attend multiple games with a friend, or grab your friends and family and use them all for one match. The choice is yours. It's flexible. Grab yours today at orangecountysoccer.com/flex-packs. It is Barjolo looking to lead Orange County forward here. Silla, lovely turn into the penalty area. Barjolo, too firm of a touch. And Monterey Bay escape. The Union can break up the other end here. Malongo waits for reinforcements to arrive in support.
Almost feels like Silla and Barjolo just got crossed up.
Did almost exactly what Danny Stone brought them on to do there, which was create chances. Barjolo not able to control it at the vital moment. Orange County's 10-game unbeaten run in the regular season of the USL Championship at stake here at the champ tonight. Monterey Bay looking for an early season statement win here in Irvine as Lyons gallops past Barjolo. Still, Miles Lyons, he slides it through. Big chance, 2-0. Like a hot knife through butter. The Seasiders carve Orange County to pieces here. And they lead by 2-0 with 16 minutes to play. They may very well be taking the points back up north. It's Elijah Paul who has a brace.
Just electric from Monterey Bay. The ability to recognize and execute at the level they are tonight. Have been clever with their runs, have been decisive with their movements and their actions. They've just been outstanding with the energy that they're playing with.
What a team goal from the Union there. Finished off by Elijah Paul, who's quickly up to 3 goals at the start of this season, 2 tonight. Monterey Bay did also bring on Ethan Bryant after the goal went in for some reinforcements down the stretch here. Revelar comes out on the Metaquip change, turning setbacks into comebacks. And if Orange County and the 10 men are going to come back, they're going to need something very, very quickly here. Looks like this corner is going to stand, and Orange County will get a set piece opportunity here. Cityside Fiber corner for Haggard to take. Haggard's ball in, comes up short at that near post. Haggard gets it back. Decent touch to keep it in initially. And then Haggard tries to go down the byline. There was no room. Well defended, and it's a goal kick.
And for Orange County, now you're going to try to blend some opportunities that you can create in the run of play, in possession, but also, as you just saw with Haggard, can you create some contact in the final third? Can you create a moment where you pick up a free kick? Obviously, they just dealt with a corner. But you need to create some of those moments where you can get numbers forward. You can provide some of that set piece structure, that scripted offensive play. Going back to the goal, the ability for Miles Lyons to go on the dribble, it just freezes the Orange County back line and allows Elijah Paul to operate in that space.
Fonguk. Ball is bent towards the edge of the penalty area. Oh, and it's a really, really poor challenge here. Ball was lifted high into the air. Elijah Paul knew exactly what he was doing. It's a cynical challenge on Shuttler, and he gets a yellow card for it. And really, he has absolutely no excuse for that.
And I'm not sure what he's explaining at all. It almost looks like he's got an eye for the ball and fully commits to making contact with Colin Shuttler before the ball even arrives.
Well, to have an ear on his possible explanation for that, there really isn't one. Elijah Paul's a bit fortunate that he didn't see a different color of card as well. It looked very cynical, live and on the replay, frankly. That's the last thing Monterey Bay need. You're in control of the game. You're a man up. No need to make any kind of challenge like that.
Yeah, because you have the high boot earlier from Ryan Dogman, which is obviously clearly a dangerous play, but that's dangerous for a goalkeeper. Anytime you have a goalkeeper going up and you just undercut them. As you mentioned, very fortunate that the referee didn't see it another way.
Brings us back to the bigger picture, which is that Monterey Bay had been excellent throughout. Orange County, even with 11 men, didn't have nearly the amount of opportunities, and now they're struggling here to try and stay in the match as Monterey Bay fit another cross through here, cleared away. Grant Robinson, great hustle, just not able to get to it. Settles for the throw-in. And the 10 men of Orange County have 11 minutes to try and climb a very steep mountain. Chance here, Silla. Just behind Hagart. Coming down on the final 10 minutes here, Bargiolo. Can he provide the spark for Orange County? Well, he'll provide them a corner. Last off of Nico Gordon. Danny Stone wants to make another change here. The late hero against Lexington. He's going to enter the fray here. Mahamadou War is going to come on. An equip change. Grayson Duty will exit. An equip turning setbacks into comebacks. 10 minutes to go. Can War come on and wreak some havoc? City side fiber corner, one that's headed clear. And then volleyed back in. Oh, what a save. Capuzano again kept his head on a swivel. And again, Orange County will get a corner.
Let's do it again. Get loud.
He's putting together some nominations for Save of the Week for sure.
Silla runs out of room. More great defending from Monterey Bay when they need it. It's a goal kick.
Because even with 10 players, if you pull one back now, it's plenty of time with the addition of stoppage time to get another one back. And big save in a big moment.
The last time Orange County lost, obviously, was in the playoffs, but in the regular season, the last time Orange County lost was the first game Danny Stone was in charge, August 31st, 2024. They lost here at the Champ to Dennis Sanchez's Vegas by 3-2. It was a late own goal from Colin Shuttler that let the Lights leave with all 3 points. And Danny Stone is facing just a second home defeat under his tutelage here if they can't turn it around in the next 8 minutes. And they might be finished off here. But a big-time defensive challenge. How many times has Tom Brewitt kept Orange County just about alive in this game? Kyle Scott leads the hosts forward. Bargiolo joins in. Scott looks for more reinforcements. It's gonna happen for OCSC. It's gotta happen in double quick time here. Far side War. He's gonna run out of room. And the fantastic game continues for Mayel Malongo, helping out defensively and winning a free kick for the Union. And that's going to lead to more Jordan Stewart substitutions for the Seasiders here. Pierce Galloway, and another Monterey Bay veteran, Moby Fair, are getting set to check in the final 7 minutes of play. Fair will come on, it looks like, for Nilati. And then Galloway is going to replace this man, Wes Fonguk, who's on a yellow card. Some of the more veteran players now coming on to try to help the Seasiders finish off. It'll be a very impressive victory indeed.
And all credit to Monterey Bay, they have been structured and disciplined defensively. We talked about in the open how vast and diverse this attack for Orange County could be, and right now they're getting shut out. You know, they have not, Monterey Bay has not put themselves in difficult positions. They have not beat themselves. They have not put themselves out of position in some of those second and third actions that Orange County present.
Both of the Monterey Bay goals scored by Elijah Paul, and the Seasiders closing in. Really could be a statement win at the start of this 2025 campaign. They had just 4 road wins all last season, Monterey Bay. And Elijah Paul is on a hat trick here, trying to lay that off for Ethan Bryant. It's cut out and dealt with for now, but again, like they've done all night, Monterey Bay quickly win the ball back. That's been a big key to their success tonight. Bryant gets it back from Moby Fair. 5 minutes left for the 10 men of Orange County. Lions out-muscled, but still moved it forward. And the ball is in behind here. Ivanovic plays it across, and Colin Shuttler comes up with a big block. Corner after Ivanovic thought he had created the big chance.
And that was terrific by Colin Shuttler, decisive off his line, making sure that took away the option from Ivanovic. So unless Ivanovic was able to clip this ball over Colin Shuttler, with no options.
Bryant to take the city side fiber corner. Bryant's ball goes way over the top. Still alive though. And it's speared back in. Oh, Shuttler, what a save. I think there was the slightest nick on the way through. Ivanovic again thinking he's contributed here. Colin Shuttler, I think, has just made another jaw-dropping save.
The onslaught continues for Monterey Bay. Just continue to emphasize the second and third actions that they're winning.
Another corner, cushioned header away, but again, Bryant, first 2 at Orange County too slow, getting it out of their own end. Bryant stays on side, and the ball is played into the middle, and Shuttler makes the catch over Elijah Paul. We're also starting to see good game management here from Monterey Bay. How many times did we say that last season? Not a lot. Keeping Orange County at bay for now. And again, Bargiolo, who's been active since coming on, wins yet another corner. Brought to you by Cityside Fiber. It's one that they almost have to score from here, Danny Stone's side, if they're going to make a comeback.
Saw the last delivery right on top of the 6-yard box. Can you replicate that and get first contact?
Oh, they nearly did. Handball appeals come in. Referee Corbin May had a very good look at it. Says no penalty. Silla resets. And then Hagar, loose touch. Monterey Bay actually could have broke there. There was the 6 and 7s at the back there. Orange County obviously have to commit numbers forward here. Just 10 on the pitch. Monterey Bay did not go quickly into that counterattack. Trying to use up a bit more of the clock. 2 minutes plus stoppage time remaining here in Irvine. Robinson plays it back. Galloway up ahead. Moby Fair. Had Lyons available on this near side, but goes down that far end again. It's played centrally. Oh, it's cut out just before it could get to Ivanovic. And Orange County again not able to break as quickly as they would have liked. Good step defensively by the aforementioned Galloway. Hagar. Plays it over the top here. Ethan Zubak. Looks like he will not get there. Now Orange County are going to hope that there's a decent chunk of stoppage time on the back end here.
I think when Orange County takes a hard look at this game, obviously still time to climb back into it and make a fight in terms of cutting in.
Paul's in here, lays it off, Ivanovic, game over. Luke Ivanovic scores on his Monterey Bay debut. And the Seasiders are gonna take all 3 points back up north. It's a statement win for the Union. And Orange County's 10-game regular season unbeaten run is going to come to a close tonight. It's a massive 3 points for Jordan Stewart's men tonight.
Just as I even hint at coming back and cutting into this lead, Monterey Bay put an exclamation point to what has been a complete, balanced, and electric performance. You see some teams sometimes have a performance that they had in the first 45 and possibly take frustration going into the second half, feeling hard done that they don't have a goal to their name after how much momentum that they've carried. Monterey Bay has been clinical in their approach and quality in the way they came out of the second half.
Orange County made a Metaquip substitution there. Zubak out, Liam McKinnon on. 3 added minutes to go. We're about a minute into that. We said, could Monterey Bay get the goals to back up what has been a fantastic performance? The answer is you bet they do. They've got them now. This may go down to date as the best performance under Jordan Stewart in a Monterey Bay situation here since he took over at the beginning of August last season.
And Sean, you make a great point, because I was sitting here thinking of performances and how strong of a point this is in both boxes. I mean, defensively, they've done a terrific job. Obviously, Campuzano has made 2 big saves in times that they needed them. But to put on 3 goals, to really stifle coming into this match what is a potent Orange County attack. And we knew coming into this match that this was going to be a test, and we were going to see early signs of what Jordan Stewart's side was going to start building and what they could possibly look like growing into this season. What a loud performance it's been.
Ivanovic, how good has he been since coming on? Gets his goal as well. Final seconds here in Irvine. Jordan Stewart talked to us about how last season they didn't have the depth, they didn't have the horses down the stretch to make the playoffs. Tonight, they are showing you they might just have it this season. This was a big early test for Monterey Bay, and they come up with arguably the best performance to date in the Jordan Stewart era at Monterey Bay. They come to Orange County and win it by 3-0, ending the 10-game regular season unbeaten run for Danny Stone and Orange County. 2 goals for Elijah Paul. Luke Ivanovic on his debut in the USL Championship seals it in the 90th minute, and Monterey Bay will take all 3 coveted points back up to Seaside with them.
Monterey Bay were just class in their approach, their management, and their execution.
Man of the match for Orange County tonight, have to give it to Tom Brewitt. Big reason Orange County hung around in this game. It's presented by Taqueria Oi. Can't say enough, though, about the Monterey Bay performance tonight. Jordan Stewart, he was smiling after that Oakland win last time. He'll be beaming after Monterey Bay's performance tonight. We'll step aside for a moment, and we'll come back to wrap it up next. Now, what a night for Monterey Bay FC here in Irvine. They come to the champ, and they take out Orange County by 3-0. Probably the best result since Jordan Stewart took over at the beginning of August last season. And we dive into the full-time match highlights here, and we begin with a wonderful opening goal from Elijah Paul.
And it starts with regaining possession in their own zone. Miles Lyons driving, playing Soyberg, and then terrific ball played over the top, and Elijah Paul does the rest, puts his team up 1-0. And then again, Miles Lyons driving at this back line, has everybody from Orange County having to stand their ground, and then Elijah Paul with the clever movement, working off that back shoulder of the defenders, tucking away his 2nd of the night. They just kept asking question after question, and just in the moment where talking possibly for Orange County to climb back in this game and cut into the lead. Monterey Bay turns them over, and it's that man, Ivanovic, in his first appearance for Monterey Bay, putting this game out of reach, and just a thorough, comprehensive performance by Monterey Bay and Jordan Stewart's side.
Omega accounting with the full-time highlights. Hogue provides you with the full-time stats. Orange County did manage 7 shots on target and 14 total shots, but Monterey Bay were the ones that took advantage of their big chances. Paul with a brace, and Ivanovic. They're going to start liking him very quickly in Seaside if the Aussie keeps scoring goals like that. Monterey Bay had a very tall order tonight. Go to Orange County and end the 10-game regular season unbeaten run. Well, Jordan Stewart's side did that and a little bit more, and a statement win in the USL Championship tonight. For Eric Dobransky and our entire crew, I'm Sean St. Jacques. We say so long from the champ. It's a statement win for the Seasiders in Irvine tonight. They win it by 3-0.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.